All right, let's dive into the story that's woven into the lyrics of the song 12 Monkeys. These aren't just words on a page, they're pieces of a really intricate puzzle. So today, we're going to put them all together and try to make sense of the chaotic world and the fractured mind that's right at the heart of this whole narrative. The song just throws us right into the deep end with this opening line. And it's not just a cool metaphor, this is the central conflict. Our narrator is completely lost in a broken reality, and right off the bat, you can tell time itself is the first thing to go. So, to really get the story, we first have to wrap our heads around the narrator's fractured reality. I mean, what does it actually feel like to be inside their head? Well, luckily, the lyrics give us some pretty powerful clues. Okay, so think about what that really means to lose the future. It's not just about, losing your hopes or your dreams. It means every single path forward, every choice you could possibly make, it all just leads nowhere, into a total void. There's no direction because there's literally no destination. Now, let's take away the past too. If you don't have memories to anchor you and you have no future to pull you forward, what's even left? Our narrator is completely untethered, just stuck in a present moment that has absolutely no context, no meaning. And this is the end result of all that, a desperate, frantic search for an exit that just isn't there. It's that feeling of being trapped in a maze, but the walls of the maze are built out of your own broken sense of time. And this all brings us to the fundamental question that's driving this entire song. When your past is gone and your future is a blank slate, how can you possibly trust what's real? This is the narrator's desperate plea for some kind of certainty in a world that offers absolutely none. So how does this broken reality actually work? It's not just random chaos. There's a very specific mechanic at play here, a kind of trap that defines the narrator's entire existence. And that trap is a temporal loop. The pre-chorus actually gives us the clearest definition. The narrator isn't just lost, they're literally stuck on repeat. A circle where the end begins. I mean, that's such a brilliant, punchy way to describe this whole sci-fi idea of a closed loop of time. And notice the wording there. It pulls them in. This isn't something that's just happening to them. No, the narrator feels this gravitational force, this momentum that they are totally powerless to resist, just dragging them back to the start over and over and over again. And man, there is a heavy cost to being stuck in this loop. It's not just disorienting, it's violent. That constant repetition, it becomes psychologically destructive. It's literally tearing the narrator apart from the inside out. Okay, so if our narrator is the hero of the story, then who's the villain? Well, the title of the song points us right to them, the mysterious 12 monkeys. These are the agents behind all the chaos. The chorus just keeps hitting us with this question again and again. Are they a real group? A delusion? The lyrics don't give us a straight answer, but what they do give us is a kind of profile of who or what they are. Just look at how the song describes them. They're not some vague, shadowy force. They have specific traits. Running wild. That suggests just pure, raw unpredictability. Like a child, kind of points to an absence of morality, of any real reason. And they're not passive either. They're actively spinning fate and deliberately leading our narrator astray. So when you put all those pieces together, the 12 monkeys are basically the personification of chaos itself. They're the architects of this whole maze, the puppet masters pulling the strings in this prison made of time. But even in this incredibly bleak world, the song gives us a little sliver of hope. The second verse introduces this powerful new conflict. It's this all-consuming despair versus a single, fragile point of light. The lyrics create such a stark contrast here, it's amazing. On one hand, you have the entire world collapsing, like a virus spreading through shattered dreams. But against that backdrop of absolute, total darkness, a single point of light appears, in another person's eyes. It's the only glimpse of hope in what feels like an endless night. And that's why it's so important. This connection, it isn't just a nice feeling. It's the only anchor left in a world that is completely dissolved into madness. It's the one thing that might actually be real, and maybe the only thing worth fighting for. So, what happens? Does the narrator manage to escape? The outro gives us this really surprising, really powerful resolution. It's not about escape, it's about defiance. The ending comes in this incredible 1-2 punch. First, there's this total acceptance of the situation. Through time's chaos, I fall again. No more denial. And then, immediately after that acceptance, comes the pivot, this powerful declaration of will. But in this madness, I'll make my stand. And that right there, that's the whole point of the song. The narrator doesn't break the loop. They can't. Instead, they find a totally different kind of freedom. They choose to stop being a passive victim of the cycle and become an active rebel inside of it. And so the song leaves us with this powerful final image. The narrator is still trapped in the 12 Monkeys world, but something fundamental has changed inside them. They're no longer being led astray. They're facing their fate head on. Which kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. The song seems to suggest that when you literally can't change your circumstances, maybe the only real freedom you have is in how you choose to face them. So, is choosing to fight back, even when you know you're trapped, the ultimate form of escape?